everybody. This is Patty with Get Balanced 2020. I'm going to sort of step back. Been doing actually some live videos for my horsey people, leather people. If you haven't seen my Facebook with the Leather Lady LLC, head on over there. I'm going to get a couple of shadows, so maybe I'll look a little ghosty, but that's the way it will play. So as I'm getting started here, I'm also on YouTube right now, and so I wanted to hit two venues at once because basically it's sort of hard to do two videos at the same time. So what I'm here today about, because today is Spiritual Saturday, but you know what? We've all been going through so much, and I have only done a few videos this last couple of weeks because of the stress, and also everything's changing for everybody. But it's really been important. I don't know how many people have actually seen some of my videos on making memories, how to de-stress, and how to actually keep your sanity while we go through this, because it's all about mind process, thought. A lot of people are extroverts. They're having a hard time staying home. I'm an introvert at this time. I used to be an extrovert, but not anymore. And so it's really hard for people that are extroverts to figure out ways to keep their sanity. It's all about your thought process. It really, really is. So for all of you guys that are just coming on board here, Get Balanced 2020 is all about putting our mind, spirit, and body together to get a balanced lifestyle. So when we're talking about a balanced lifestyle, it's actually taking your mind process and your thoughts and how to change those if they're sabotaging or destructive, or you're just stuck in a rut that you can't get out of, that you really want to grow and prosper in whatever success that is for you. It doesn't mean money. It could be many things. So the thing is with that, what we want to do is change that process and switch it to a more productive, constructive, successful thinking process while we're pulling our spirit, because a lot of the things that we do to sabotage ourselves is based from our inner core, our inner child. Maybe something broke us when we were young. For me, it was mental abuse and sexual abuse, and that kept me stuck for so many years. So sometimes there's something broken. We're all broken in one way or another, whatever it is. And so it's how much that you want to dig down deep and heal it, restore it, and move on. And so that's where the spirit part comes in, and what your faith base is, where that faith base is from. Is it from God? Is it from the Creator? Is it from the universe? Or wherever it is, you have to pull from that as well, because during this time that we're going through with this COVID-19, a lot of people need to come together, but it has to be their faith based from where they are. And I'm not talking about religion, people. I'm really not. I'm talking about what's inside of you, what you believe in. If you believe in spirits, you believe in ghosts, whatever it is. For me, I know what I believe in only because I have abilities that I need to pull that faith from. And so that's the spirit part of mind and spirit. Now the body part, we really have to take care of this vessel that we're in. So I teach a lot about nutrition and fitness and exercise. And what that does is, and I do have a background in that as far as training. I also worked in gyms. I also bodybuilded and competed and things like that. So I do know what I am talking about when we bring balance together. What I did learn when I was young and I was starting out bodybuilding and I was overweight and I had a lot of issues based from my sexual abuse, my emotional abuse, is that when we go to lose weight or change our body or do anything that we need to do, gain weight, gain muscle, lose weight, whatever it is, that we have to understand that we're going to yo-yo. Because even though if we're eating well, it's up here. It's our psychological part of us that keeps us stuck, that we keep yo-yoing and going back through the same old cycle again. Same with relationships. You're in a toxic relationship or you've been picking the wrong guys or girls or whatever. It's a cycle and it has to be broken, but it has to start up here and here. So these two work together. And so when we put the nutrition, good, healthy nutrition, and I'm not talking about diets, I'm talking about whatever your body needs to stay healthy and strong wherever you're at, then you need to put that nutrition in your body as well as some form of exercise. Now, I'm not saying go to the gym, not go and say, you got to buy a membership. I'm saying to move, just move. And so those three elements, mind, spirit, and body. We put them together. We get a balanced, positive, productive, successful lifestyle of what our purpose is. Everybody's individual purpose on this earth is for. So that's what I do with Get Balanced 2020. Whether you go on my YouTube, several YouTube videos, I don't even know how many I have now. My daughter's like, Mom, I really didn't realize you had that many. Well, it's because that's what I'm told. The Great Divine has told me it is time for me to do this, and I do it. Trust me. I listen. I don't want that spanking. Trust me. Anyway, so today we're all stuck in a situation that we have no control over. We don't know what to do with. Extroverts are having trouble with being an introvert for once. But also, too, what we need to understand, it is a time of stress because of the unknown. Whenever there's an unknown, there's always stress. I mean, people talk about spirits and guides and God and Satan and the devil. It's the unknown. We really don't. We won't know until we pass over that great rainbow or whatever you want to call it. We won't know. So this virus that we have is uncontrolled. We cannot control it. The only thing that we can do is control our reactions to anything that happens with us, around us, for us, or by us. So whether that's taking something that you go out to the grocery store and somebody cuts you off and drives right by you, doesn't even care. It's how you react and how you choose. Now your reaction creates a vibration of either being really low, which is a bad mood, cussing them out, like whatever, or we can say, you know what, that person's probably just as stressed out as I am. Okay, it's not a big deal. My car is fine. All right, let's go. That brings your vibration up. So when we're talking about de-stressing, which I really hope you go to my YouTube video and see about de-stressing, because there's lots of little tips and things that you could do to de-stress and also bring those vibrations up. And what I mean by a vibration, because a lot of people don't understand that, is bringing the situation to a lighter tone, a forgiving tone. And so what we need to do is be more mindful of that for ourselves and how we react and how we answer or how we speak or how we do anything in that sense. The other thing about all this, because I'm living with somebody that deals on the front lines in the hospital and their stress load is out the roof. Mine isn't so much. I'm still working, but I'm in a situation where I don't have to deal with the front lines. And also we have to understand that they're putting their life out there. And they're actually being more stressful because if they bring that virus home, they may be affecting loved ones that they don't want to be doing. So their stress levels is extremely high. So when we do that, what do we have to do as adults, as family members, and our responsibility not only to ourselves, but to our family members, is to make some fun. Breathe, have fun, take these times and have some fun or do something fun together and make a happy time, a memory, a joyful time. I went from being homeless to a business owner. And when we actually were at homeless and she had no clue because she was too young, I made it fun and an adventure and she had no clue. She had no clue. And the thing was that the one time she had no clue because she had no clue. She was living at her dad's house. And even though it was a little more stressful for her, I was living in my car with the dog. But the thing was, she had no clue. So what we needed to do is turn around a bad situation, something that is more of a low vibration, and bring it up. And we can do that in our homes. We can do that with games. We can do that. Oh my gosh, you've got the internet and the phones now. You can do that with just, remember how we used to drive and we used to play the game where like the letter of a building or whatever, you start with A and then you go B, C, D. You can find things anywhere on the internet to do some fun stuff with your kids. Kids are easy. The adults are hard because it's like, okay, we're bored. If we don't have TV, what do we have? So for me, I'm sitting here, I just got done with leather work, and so I'm doing more and more leather work. So you have to find some things to de-stress. Maybe this is a time with you and your partner or your family that you really haven't taken the time to think about yourself. Maybe you've been so busy with life that you haven't even taken 2 seconds to find out who I am. What do I really like? What do I want to like? And at this point in time, if you're older, Why am I living for what everybody else wants? Why can't I do what I want? I'm just teaching my daughter that about work and things like that. It's what you want, your control of your life and what is best for you. Nutrition, exercise. Maybe somebody's got you going to the gym and you don't want to go to the gym, and that's just not you. But maybe walking is, and you want to walk. So there has to be some compromise, but also too, you've got to know what you want. So this is a great time for reflection of what you want from this day forward for your life. Now, there's a lot of people out there with very low self-esteem, okay? And this is a great time for you to figure out where and why you're stuck. A lot of it has to do here, and it's time maybe that it's time to do homework, okay? And when I actually, I was just telling the story to someone who had called me, and they were asking, how did I get into bodybuilding? And how did I, what got me into that? How long was I in it? Well, it got me in it because my self-esteem was in the toilet. I still was dealing with my sexual abuse and my value of myself and how I devalued everything I did and minimized everything I did. And so when I started bodybuilding at 215 pounds, then a year later was at 136 pounds on the stage in one of those little teeny tiny posing suits that I can't even get one leg in anymore. But the point of what I'm trying to say is that even though I did the physical work of dropping all that weight, I learned much more during that time because it had nothing to do with what my weight was. Because the week before I went to my first competition, I went up to Seattle and my trainer was pissed. I went up there to see Dorian Yates, who was actually the all-time Mr. Olympian at the time. Ooh, don't get me started with him. Anyway, I went to a seminar for a weekend, and I had lost, like I said, 215 pounds. Now, this was about a week before my competition, a week or two before my competition, and I was probably down to 140 pounds, okay? And I had my own hotel room by mistake, long story short, but there I stood in front of the mirror after taking a shower, and I stood there naked in front of the mirror and scared the living shit right out of myself. I didn't know who that person was. And I stood back and I'm like, who are you? Because I had no clue. My body had changed so much, I didn't recognize me. But my mind was still not where I needed it to be. And until that moment, I'm getting goosebumps because until that moment, it hit me. It has nothing to do with me losing the weight. All it had to do was here in function. So when we're staying in for the COVID or whatever it is, we have to understand that our thought process is what's holding us back or moving us forward or keeping us stuck or picking the wrong things or making the wrong decisions. And we need to be actively working on ourselves to transform our thinking. I'm not going to say change it. We need to transform it to a healthy lifestyle of choices and decisions, because this is why we end up getting in the wrong relationships. Really, we really do. And maybe you're in one right now and you're trying to decide to get out of it or stay in it or whatever. I'd love to talk to you one-on-one. But the thing is that it all has to do with communication, why you got into that relationship, why you're staying in it, and also where you want your future to go for you. So somebody's in this situation, but for you. And these are great times to start thinking about that. But I do have to keep saying over and over and over, you got to have some fun. You got to make some memories. You got to bring those memories. Remember back the fun times. Remember back the times that you actually could laugh. Because we have to laugh through the pain. Because all this that we're going through is for a reason, for many, many reasons. As I was telling somebody earlier today, we need to start focusing on ourselves and what we're doing to our lives, what we're doing to others. And this is all a mind, spirit process. And then we also need to, what we're doing to our earth and for our grandkids. Look at the earth is becoming clean again. And it's all because of the pollution that we're putting into it. And gee, what if everybody in the world stopped doing driving so much. It's the pollution, it's the carbon, but carbon comes from the ocean. I'm an old scuba diver, so I could talk about that too. So anyway, so during this time, I guess what I'm just saying is be mindful of what you want for yourself. This is a great time to have a round table with your kids. And if you don't know what a round table is, it's just basically once a week sitting down and saying, do we have any issues this week? What do we want to focus on this week? Do we want to focus on fun? Maybe we want to plan maybe next year a vacation. Let's do that. Or maybe we're having an issue with Johnny, and Johnny is, depressed. We need to get to the core of why he's depressed. I have a friend who's actually, their grandson tried to commit suicide just recently. And, we talked about that. And that's sad to see a 13, 14, 15-year-old wanting to end their life when there's so much out there. And it's just because they're screaming for help. They're screaming for help. So, these are times that we can do that. But the other thing is, make sure as far as your nutrition, your exercise, these are really things. Go back to my de-stressing video. And these are times where we actually can... we're basically trying to get our nutrition in balance. Now, unfortunately, because of all this stuff, I don't know where you guys are at in the world, but the thing is, here where I am, okay, yeah, everybody's out of TP and but the other thing too is we're eating a ton of complex carbohydrates. And complex carbohydrates are basically your pastas, your potatoes, your different rices and those kind of things. And that's for a Nutrition Wednesday video, because I do videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So Nutrition Wednesday, you can go and look at what a complex carbohydrate is on the old videos on YouTube. And but the thing is, we're eating more of those. What does that turn into? Sugar. What does sugar turn into? Fat. So we need to know that if we're eating more complex carbohydrates, because we are worried about what's on those vegetables or those fruits, or we don't want to put soap on our food, or somebody said put them in bleach. I'm like, I have a nutrition degree. I really wouldn't do that. But anyway, long story short, we're eating more complex carbohydrates. We're inside. We're not as active. So we need to be mindful how often we eat, why we're eating. Are we eating out of boredom? Are we eating out of necessity? Food is a fuel. If you're sitting on your behind most of the day, you don't need that much fuel. You'll want it psychologically, but you can talk yourself out of it. You know how you can talk yourself out of it? Go drink a big couple glasses of water and you'll feel full, and that's the thing. And some of us are on now not working, and so we're on tight incomes. Drink water. I know it sounds stupid, but have a huge glass of water that'll fill you up for a little bit and get your mindset changed in a different way. But water is extremely important to stay hydrated. Our vitamin C's, our vitamin D's, if you have them, take them. Vitamin C, of course, helps our immune system. Vitamin D helps with depression because it helps with the process of the mind and everything, not only with the calcium and stuff like that. But if you have sunshine, and I want you to understand, sunshine helps the absorption of vitamin D. It doesn't say go get vitamin D. No, it helps the absorption of vitamin D. So you have to be taking vitamin D in order to allow that sun to absorb it. Step out on your deck. Step out in the yard. Mow your grass. Work on the yard. Do some flowers. This is a great time to even just some exercise and stretching. Maybe you've got some seeds and something you can plant them in, and start moving around in the garden, start stretching in that sense. Do that, because nutrition and exercise goes together. If you don't have a yard, or if your deck is stuffed full of junk, okay, you got music, turn the music on and move. It's just so important. You got a partner to dance with? Heck, make it a family thing. Dance in the living room. You got a Wii? Great, do the Wii. Start getting that movement. We got to keep that movement, not only for our mental state, we have to keep that movement for our organs and our bowels so we can poop properly. And if you have, I'm low on toilet paper, well, you know what? Poopy paper. We'll find it. There's lots of, I've been homeless before. I can tell you how to do that too. I won't talk about that right now. See, laughter. You got to laugh. You got to laugh. So, learn how to de-stress. Go to the video if you don't know. There's some de-stressing things. You got board games. You've got games. You can make up games. You got cards. You got anything like that. De-stress. You can also de-stress via exercise. Do like that. How about roundtable conversations? This is a great time. But other than that, if you're struggling in life about yourself, your purpose, your destiny, there is a video on that as well on YouTube. I'd love for you to go see it. But also, too, this is such a good time to do reflection, self-help, and get tools. If you need help, go on my Facebook, Get Balanced 2020, or even on my website, getbalanced2020.com. Email me. I am here. I'm here. I would be glad to talk to you, share with you. If you need an intuitive reading, I'd be glad to do that for you as well. One-on-one. I do FaceTime. I do Skype and that kind of thing too. But if you're really in a deep, deep depression, you need to reach out to somebody, a friend, a family, somebody maybe who's not biased on the situation. And if you can't, and you feel like you don't have anybody, send me an email, because I'm all here for you guys. All these videos and everything that I'm doing, the FaceTime and everything, is for you from years of hard work, education, experience. I am a vast amount of resources and tips and things like that. People tell me that I've gone through so much. How what else have I not done? And that's not to toot my own horn. God has told me this is my time to help somebody and people out there. And so this is for you. This is for anybody out there. For my horsey friends, I'm here for you. I've been in the horse business. I've been around horses since I was little. As you can tell, I do leather work. I'm here for you if you need ideas. If you did a stitching video for you guys today, so maybe you can start working on your own repairs for your horse equipment. I've done training of horses. I've done training of people. I've done all that kind of stuff. So the horse people in the horse industry, I'm there for you too. But my goal for this whole website of Get Balanced 2020 is to reach out, inspire, motivate, get your blood going, start exercising. Watch some of my exercise videos. They're stupid and they're funny. But this is for you. Concentrate on yourself right now. Be loving to yourself. Be a light to somebody else, because we all need that right now. And everybody just needs to be uplifted and held. And we all know that. But I'm here for you guys. So anything that you need help with, Get Balanced, your life, nutrition, fitness, you do book appointments if you want. That's not what it's about. I want to do this for free as much as I can. So if there's anything that you need from me, any kind of videos that you want to see, go on my YouTube, see if there isn't a video already there. If there is a video, watch it. If not, say, hey, Pat, can you do a video on this? Or do you know about this? Or do you know about that? And I would be very happy to, because somewhere in my life I probably have. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for watching Get Balanced 2020. Make sure that you like and share on my Facebook, please. And then also on my YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. This not only helps me, but it helps others that I connect with I do have groups on my Facebook that I help with suicide and homicide. My brother was murdered, so I do help support in those groups. I do help support in light work. I do help support in abuse, sexual abuse and emotional abuse, and that's a different website. I sort of keep private for certain reasons, confidentiality reasons. So please, like, share, subscribe, and like and share the Get Balanced 2020. Love you guys, and we will talk to you again. I probably will be doing this again tomorrow, but if there is something you want me to talk about tomorrow, I would love to hear from you. And Ivan, oh my gosh, I haven't heard from you in so long. Hey, buddy, long time no see. Remember those Albany days? Oh my gosh. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Love you all. Bye-bye.